Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Marisa,
Mariana.
and we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
Yes, as we have proven already, I cannot be trusted to speak around children. So, if you have children, or you just want a family-friendly podcast in general, you don't like the swears, you don't like us drinking, that's cool. Go on over to hers very own podcast, Unlocked.
Exactly. It's locked. Okay, side note. Sorry. Already, side note. Very beginning of the podcast.
Already! We just finished introducing.
I know. But my boyfriend was playing a game on the TV. And the main character said, "Oh god, it's locked." And he goes, "It's locked." I went,
You programmed him. Andrew's been programmed.
yeah. Okay, so what are we talking about today, sister?
Today, we're gonna fix a few games.
We are going to take a few games, 3, unless we don't have time. If we don't have time to talk about all 3, maybe just 2. We'll skip the middle one.
It'll be fine!
Depends on how long we take on the first one.
I got this. I wrote more than I'm gonna actually say.
Sure.
I can get the gist off, okay? It's fine.
You can
It'll be fine. Shut up.
get it
Shut
off.
up. I can get it through.
So, we're going to start with a game Ariana just finished playing and just finished remembering that it fucking sucks. So,
And it makes no fucking sense.
makes 0 sense. This game has the least satisfying ending out of all of the games. Because none of it makes any sense and they have to explain it to us after the end of the game. In the ending monologue.
They're like, we didn't give you any of this information, but here you go. Have
Here you go.
this.
Dear Ned, this is how the game ended. No one else knows. But now you do. Love,
Yeah.
Nancy.
No, yeah. So let's start with the Creature of Kapu Cave. The way to fix it is to give it a fucking story. So okay, I'm gonna run through it as quickly as I can. Okay, which
It's okay.
is hard
don't rush.
because
Don't
I'm
rush.
not rushing. I'm just there's like 3 pages worth of this shit. Okay, so we'll keep some things the same. Nancy's going to Hawaii to study bugs, and she runs into the Hardy Boys, who happen to be doing some PI work for an employer. However, that employer has nothing to do with the Healy Healy. There's no fucking weird ass shit
'Cause
that
it
they're
never fucking
randomly
goes
going after the Mapus. There's no reason for them to randomly go after the Mapus. Whatever, man. Let's just, put that on the back burner. There's no need for that. So the employer actually just, he sponsored athletes in the past,
Oh.
and they have burned him, with like they've had bad behavior that they kept hidden until then, or that so he sends some teenagers to, if we can get it out of her and be like, hey, yeah, oh, do you know where any of the cool parties are? Oh yeah. I mean, little does he know that he sent the worst possible teenagers to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But
now Joe can fit in with kids. Frank, but Joe,
Frank, not so much. Frank is a 40-year-old in a 20-year-old's body.
born middle-aged.
He was. I imagine him being like in 4th grade, and he's got like
Very
his
precocious.
dad sweater on. Okay, so there's none of that bull honky about the Healy Healy. Let's see. Big Mike, when we meet him, he lets us know that he has already heard about Quigley's ramblings. He knows that she's a talker. And he warns Nancy, beware, she's going to talk a lot. Because he's had to hear a lot from her about bugs. That's going to be important. Okay, see, I'm seeding things in the story as opposed to the actual game. Additionally, he also talks all the time about having, or at least one time, about having worked at a pineapple farm or whatever. And he talks constantly about superstitious stuff. Okay? Okay. Just know that that's part of Big Mike's character, officially. So anyway, the bridge does not get washed out because that's stupid. That's a weird, contrived thing that doesn't need to be there. Okay? She just she calls the Hardy Boys because it's better than, ditching her job to go into town for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But that hasn't stopped Nancy in the past. But
it hasn't. But
if we have someone who's literally in the area, there's no reason to.
exactly, it's stupid. It's like when she had the Hardy Boys, go
Blue
into
Man
the
Canyon.
yeah, exactly. So
Multitasking.
Nancy's got that shit down. That's why she keeps a to-do list.
Yeah.
So the camp has been destroyed. Camp Quigley, that is.
Yeah.
And some of the data is missing. That stays the same. Nancy does find an old badge to the Healy Healy. However, just to let you know, Quigley didn't steal it. She actually had her last intern before Nancy go undercover at the Healy Healy because she suspected they were using some kind of insecticide, which was driving some of the bugs that she was studying away. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Norse Beta went crazy, and so she stopped caring about that entirely and didn't really notice when her intern quit, but luckily she put out an ad just in time. So it's just his leftover badge.
Because honestly, that part of the storyline never goes anywhere.
It never goes anywhere.
She's been sneaking in. Why was she sneaking in? There's still no reason for her to be sneaking in.
There's still no reason.
Okay.
So
continue.
That's why I gave her the reason for it to be there at least. And so it gives Nancy a reason to go to the Healy Healy and be like, hey, what's going on here? I can't find Quigley. Because that's how Nancy talks. I am the new Nancy voice actress.
Spoilers.
For the remake of this game. But so everything on the Healy Healy is pretty much the same, except for Dr. Craven doesn't gruffly shout his goddamn lines. He talks like a human goddamn being. Anyway, so let's see. Everything stays the same with the frass jars, Joe getting knocked out, Nancy sneaking into the Healy Healy to get a clipping of the plant. However, this time, it is because Nancy heard about the bugs being a problem at the Healy Healy from Dr. Craven.
Yeah.
So he's mentioned something about there being a weird, the bugs have a weird attraction to the place, and he can't figure it out. And so she mentions that to Quigley, and Quigley's like, "Fucking get in there and find out what they're growing."
Yeah. As opposed to, oh
my God, there's too many bugs here. Why don't you go in and find out what they're growing at the Healy Healy? Because that makes sense.
That was too good. That was too good.
Thank you. I have listened to her for 3 days straight. Is this not true? I don't think I heard her the third day. Anyway, not the point. Okay, Nancy does not find that torn data page at the Healy Healy.
Yeah, that never went anywhere.
Stupid, again, never goes anywhere.
It was like, yes, Craven just wrecked her camp. Why?
For no reason. Like,
what was he trying to prove? With her data? That was. Did he just go walking through the fucking jungle? Is that just what he wanted to do? He just walked through the fucking rainforest?
So instead, Frank finds these data sheets in the closet that Joe was originally snooping in, because for some reason we never go back to that closet.
Yeah. No,
Why not? No, I just did it. Yeah. We don't go back to the closet.
That's not where we find. No, it's not where we find the map for Three Finger Rock.
Nope, but that is in the weird little chest.
Yeah, because it actually is just Johnny Kudo who whaps Joe upside the head, and it never goes anywhere why he assaulted someone. This game is so stupid. Continue.
So anyway, Frank finds it, but he doesn't know why it's important. So only the player has that knowledge, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so important. We have to figure out how we can get that from him." Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But the player has already had to sort the frass shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
The player's already had to go through that, but it's still like, "Oh my god, what? This exists?" So anyway, now it's important to note that in this particular version of the game, Pua just loves surfing. She is a pleasant young woman who just wants to surf.
Well, she
has nothing to do with the story. The you know what I mean. She has nothing to do with what her father's doing. So anyway, She doesn't tell Frank about the tunnels in order to follow him there. She just is talking about how her father is well no, she talks about she always knew that the tunnels were there. But her father just told her not to go to them, giving her weird superstitious reasons why not to find them. Um
As
but
you do.
Frank, right, yeah, as you do if you are a character with a purpose who is superstitious, as I have seeded. See how I seed these things?
The funniest thing is that none of these characters in the original game do anything on purpose for any reason. Things just happen. I hate it so much, sister.
This
I hate
chaotic
it
game.
so much. It's like the chaotic neutral game. Because it's not evil and it's not good. It just does things for things to happen.
This is why the police don't understand how they're supposed to charge these people.
Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
However, so when Frank finds the map, there's actually more to the map, so that you actually understand that there's a reason for it. It's not just, oh,
It's just
my
a
dad
bunch of
has
animals.
It's such a weird thing. I don't get it. Anyway, so he finds the map, and I'm gonna say that it's actually in the fucking closet, just so we're clear.
Instead
So
of
the
having
closet
to
has
guess
some-
his shave ice favorite flavor.
It could be
shave
that
ice.
still. It could still be that, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Well, who the fuck
Making
keeps the
him
maps?
leave.
Who the fuck keeps the maps? I'm sorry. The map to their secret volcano chamber tunnel
Out in the
in
open.
the chest that's with the other stuff you sell to people. Who does that?
I don't even know.
And why,
I don't even
why
know.
would you tell someone? even not knowing they're trying to get into it. Why would you then be like, "Hey, I call this flavor such and such," because
Right?
it's like, why would you even say that if it's a code? It's like telling someone your password, like
Right.
for
like-
your Hotmail at some other
You know,
point.
my favorite song is this song, and
My
I
mother's
use it
maiden
as my
name
password.
was
My dog, when I was growing up, was named.
my first pet was the city I was born in was. It's like
Can I get your credit card information as well, sir?
you could just give me the first 8 numbers of your credit card information, the last 8 numbers, and then the month and date of expiration, and that is your favorite shave ice flavor.
But okay, so Frank sees the map and he knows that it has some sort of significance. And then when Nancy calls Frank and she's saying, "Oh, there's these weird teeth and they got these animal symbols on them,"
It's like,
and Frank is like, "Oh my god, I know what the map is for!" So he tells her all that stuff, you know. Anyway, they get to the tunnels the same way. It's silly, but it's game mechanics, so it's fine. And then in the tunnels, they find the pheromones, right? Now, Mike finds them there because he's gone off to get the thing, not because he followed them. And by the way, Pooh is not there. He did not owe bad people money.
yeah, that's
however,
so stupid.
It's so stupid.
There is absolutely no explanation. He just owes bad people money. Like, what is he even
Owes
into? Is he
some
fucking
really
into
bad people
drugs?
money?
Is he into drugs? Is he into dog fights? Is he into? I don't know.
What's been happening? But no, okay, so he didn't, but however, his business is failing and he's about to lose his home. And he blames the Healy Healy for taking the land that was supposed to be willed to him, but his aunt, you know, was a crazy old person and she, you know, willed it to the Healy Healy Research Center instead. And he was just so upset about that. And they tore down a home that was there. And they industrialized a piece of nature that should have just been beautiful, but instead it's this, you know, big honking plant. And so he was like, I want to ruin them. And, you know, on the plus side, I also get the land if they close the doors. And so there is no losing here. So yeah, so he still spreads rumors about them being like, he spreads the rumors about them being cursed.
They've made Pele mad.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's not gonna be stupid and say Pele because why would Pele have anything to do?
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's okay, but yeah, I know.
Anyway, let's see. In my ending, because Pua had nothing to do with it, she gets to live happily ever after. Um,
Good for her. Good for
and
Pua. I've never understood why she was like in deep as well with
I don't know, man.
maybe she also was borrowing money from drug dealers.
But my biggest changes basically would be to Big Mike. um, so, in the end, when they're in the volcano, Frank blurts out why he's there, that he's been sent to by the person who wants to sponsor her, and suddenly Big Mike is like, "Holy shit! The things that I'm doing could seriously damage Pua's future." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Well then, you know, I guess it's okay." So basically, I want to give us more sympathetic characters because I have no feelings towards these characters. Like, I feel for the
Other
Hardy
than
Boys.
deep anger and irritation.
Deep irritation that I cannot express properly. Um
It would take
yeah.
many mediums. It would take many media to explain our deep hatred. Paint, sound, writing, sculpture.
Oh,
Continue.
and in my ending, Quigley still doesn't get a good ending, happy ending, because there's no real drive. But at the
Quickly
same
doesn't
time,
matter.
but in my version, Quigley is not put off by this. She is, in fact, she has renewed purpose, and she goes, "No, I will." See, I'm not going to be able to do it now. "I will find a new purpose. I will find a new theory that I get to prove." And so, I give her a happy ending in that she just keeps on keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
how I'd
it.
fix Creature to Kabuke.
In
I have a
17
lot of
minutes.
opinions about that.
17 minutes. 17
That's how I'd
minutes, that's
fix
how you
it.
fix it. Awesome. I like it. I do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not much time to dwell on it, though, because we have 2 other games to fix, Ariana.
See, but Secret of the Old Clock is an easy one to fix. Oh, by the way, the next one's Secret of the Old Clock, guys.
See, you have character fixes, and I have some actual, like, storyline fixes that I would like
Yeah.
to do.
You want to do the story fixes then first.
So my story fixes. No, yeah. So what I have to say about this game is we have to have better conflict. In Secret of the Old Clock, we're there because Emily wants us to take her family jewels with us to our dad's safe. That's the game. That's literally the game. She wants us to do that. We get there. Her jewels have gone missing. Oh no. Right? That's the game. Right fucking there. So
That is the entire premise.
that's the premise of the game. And then we notice that, oh no, she's not acting like herself, blah, 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 right? Okay, we need more conflict in this game to make sense of why Nancy takes an interest in any of it, other than just being like, okay, well, my friend lost the jewels, so there's no reason for me to be down here. I might as well just go home. Sure. I mean, like, there's no reason for her to stay here. So what we need more of is, number one, we need to actually question if Emily is going crazy. Because, like, if Emily seems off, there's something wrong with Emily, that's when we need to step in. Other than just her, you know, oh no, my jewels have gone missing. Oh. Right? So, like, we have to really be concerned about this. So she needs to be doing a little more, like, at this point she needs to be paranoid. By the time we get to Emily, she needs to actually have some psychological effects going on, right? And that's because, my other thing, Jane needs to be gaslighting Emily more. Like, that's the whole point of the game, is that Jane is gaslighting Emily to make her feel crazy, to make it so that she can take control over all of Emily's possessions. Because she's her guardian, right? That's what we want to happen.
Otherwise, she's just sitting there waiting for things to happen, and
exactly. There's no
ridiculous.
reason. So Jane needs to be doing more than just, oh no, the jewels have gone missing, and then the fucking, oh no, she must have left the stove on, and that's why the kitchen exploded. Why would you explode the kitchen to the place you're trying to fucking inherit? Like, you're gonna have to pay for that with your own money. Like, when you want to own this inn, you're going to have to pay for that's stupid. That's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but Jane needs to be doing more stuff, like lying to Nancy about what has happened, so that we're then asking Emily questions where Emily's going, no, that's not how it is. But Emily's already starting to question herself. My other thing is Crowley needs to have had an actual reason to hide his will. The only reason he hid his will in this is that he was a quirky old man.
Because he liked torturing the people around him.
I'm a quirky old man, and I enjoy being a puckish figure. That's it. That's it. So I would love it to be something like he saw the fact that if he outright tried to give things to people, they'd like it, I don't know, some of it taken away from them or something like that. Or they'd be targeted, something like that. That's what that needs to be. We need to have a reason why he hid his will. Otherwise, it's just stupid. And also, if we could make him have, I don't know, he was an engineer or something, other than just being, a quirky old man who liked Shakespeare, who apparently knew how to create complex contraptions. I might be getting a little nitpicky here, but still. Also, I think everyone should have more of a motive. Like, why is Jim even in this story? Why is Jim Archer even here? Jim Archer has zero reason to be in this story. I needed something to be like, if the will isn't found, does his bank get to keep what's in the accounts? It's something like that. That's
so
what we need.
Suspect him.
Exactly. We need to be able to suspect him because otherwise the only suspect we have is Topham and Jane. That's it. That's all we have. We have 4 characters, but but in the actual game itself, we only suspect 2 of them. We really need them to have some sort of motive. Like, Topham obviously has one of he inherits the property. Mm-hmm. He's created that fake will where he inherits the property and everything. Yeah. But I really need something more of Jim to make the story make sense.
Yes.
So that's the story. That's the storyline-wise what I need to happen. And then you had some character fixes.
Yeah, my character fixes is give them personalities. We need to know that there's a difference between how Emily usually is and how Emily is now, because as far as we can tell, she's always a little like wet, damp towel that like just sits in a corner. We don't know anything else about her. We have to have this like, we need to be able to see, oh, this isn't what she's normally like. Oh, we can see that she wants to be herself, but at the same time, she's just being torn down by her grief and by this gaslighting that's going on, and it's driving her crazy. And let's see, we need to. Okay, Jane.
Yeah, I didn't even touch on Jane.
Jane needs to not be posing as a real person.
I think that is that's a huge issue.
It's a weird, convoluted storyline. It needs to be that she, she's a long-time con man who she dug up some information on a woman that she found was dead and is trying to, gaslight her daughter, is trying to like get all the money and all that sort of stuff for herself. It just needs to be not that. Additionally, she could lose the voice.
What's cooking, Toots?
Aces.
What's aces? Fuck.
Like, it doesn't need to be this. This doesn't need to happen.
Doesn't.
Additionally, let's see. Topham can totally still be he's flamboyant and
he's
over
a
the
confirmed
top.
Bachelor, Ariana.
By which I meant he's a flamboyant personality. And arrogant and self-serving, but we need to be able to see human moments. We need to know that Crowley like took an interest in him
because of a reason.
Like, there needs to be.
Thing is, we've heard that Crowley is so smart and so much stuff about Crowley being smart and everything, and then for some reason he had this complete charlatan in his home. Why? Yeah. We need a reason why that happened. Because as it is, it just sounds like maybe it was his boy toy, to be honest.
Boy toy, or he is just kind of an asshole who likes to collect lesser beings, basically. Jim needs to be
No, I like your original name for him as Bank Man.
Bank Man. Yeah, Topham was Psychic Man and Jim was Bank Man. But Bank Man needs to be bright but spineless. So
Yeah.
like I like him being, oh yes, I'm Jim Archer. That's totally fine.
Doesn't he
But we
look like
can't have him be
doesn't he look like an elf? Like
he
a
kinda
Santa's
looks like
elf?
he looks like a Keebler elf is what he looks like.
Yeah, the big round cheeks.
Oh. Um
Sorry.
but no, yeah. But he needs to have a redeeming quality of some kind. He can't be an idiot as well. Like, I'm over this. I want him to be bright but spineless.
Yeah.
So like he knew that the lady Clara was actually just
You have the ace in my hole.
was just Crowley in drag, but he was like, you know what?
I'm not gonna ruin this guy's
I'm
fun.
gonna let him think he's fooling me. I'm gonna let him have some fun.
Yeah.
You do you, buddy. Because he's just like, yep, you fooled me. I still think you're some other person. Because yeah, there just needs to be more to him than him being a weird little idiot. And to finish it off, both humanizing the characters and our dead guy, we need, when they find the will, for there to be a little note, or strewn throughout the process, there's a little note to each character, so that it's like, it's a really sweet, touching thing, and it's like, oh, thank you for being in my life for this reason, da da da, and it needs to, add some feels to this game.
Yeah.
Make it not just we're in the 1930s. That can't be.
It's 1930.
The entire conceit of the game.
I think they really thought that would go further than it did. They were like, it's fine. Everyone's going to think it's really novel that they're in 1930. Yeah. Also, I'm going to just add in a few gameplay fixes. Okay. We're going to get rid of the driving.
Yes.
We're going to get rid of the driving. A second, we're going to get rid of the actual, whole string of fetch quests to get the trivet.
Oh.
That's going to go away. And
you mean
we do have to do
the random reference drive?
Yeah, the random reference drive. Yeah. God, not it on playing this game.
No, you can't do that. There's only two of us.
But the other thing, what was the other one? I don't mind doing the fetch quests, but I feel like driving to and from the fetch quests and then having to pay for my own gas between the fetch quests
and fix your car if you hit too many potholes.
Going out to the map and then just being able to go into the map, I think is fine. Like in Alibi and Ashes, where you just get to click on things and they automatically drive there. That's fine. I don't care. If I have to actually drive, no. No.
Tain't happening.
And my last thing, gameplay-wise, is mini golf. Mini golf needs to just get either completely
that can go away,
done or done. Needs mini golf. Was mini golf a real thing in the 30s? Probably not.
I think that was the height of it.
Yeah, but in the 20s, really in the 20s, probably not.
The 30s.
I know, but it's 1930.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So he had to have built it in the 20s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. Just putting that out there, mini golf needs to just fuck off.
1930s is enough of a character trait for everyone.
That's what they tried. This is literally what they tried to do. So those are our clock fixes. You know what? It's been 30 minutes and I don't fucking care. We're going to spend another 20 minutes because I am going to fix Ransom of the Seven Ships. Risa, how can you fix Ransom of the Seven Ships? It's so broken. It's so terrible. There's nothing that can fix this terrible, awful game. Just throw it away. Put it in the trash.
I'm glad I'm throwing my voice to you. Because those were my questions.
Exactly. Okay. However, in my version of Ransom of the Seven Ships, I have just a couple bullet points with sub-bullet points to fix this game. So the first bullet point on how we need to fix this game, the biggest flaw in this game to me is Dwayne. Dwayne Powers. I know, fucking spoiler alert, it's fucking Dwayne Powers. The game has been out for 9 years. I think we can get past this. I think it came out in 2009. So, guys, Dwayne Powers. The reason this game is so fucking shitty is because we have one person on the island with us other than George. Are we supposed to think George did it? No. So who the fuck is left? It's Dwayne, right? There's Johnny Roll. Whatever his name is to begin with. Johnny Poole? I don't know. I don't care. No, it's Johnny Roll, then Johnny Poole.
No, Johnny Roll, then Poole, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. My suggestion. He's multiple characters. Dwayne Powers is a fucking egotist, right? He's a narcissist. He thinks he's the best actor in the entire fucking world. So, why would he settle for just acting as one character? Wouldn't that be suspicious? Even he would think that's suspicious, being the only other person on the island.
Even if you say, oh, I hear other people on the island.
That's not enough. No. I suggest that Dwayne Powers literally acts as 3 different characters. He acts as 3 different characters at least, because we normally have that amount of suspects, right? We usually have 3 to 4 suspects. He needs to act as that many, because we're already animating George, right? So we need to act as 3 suspects. And that's the thing, is they all have to be very different. They all have to be very different so he can feel like his acting is amazing, right? And we already know that there is like tunnels and shit underneath the island. So obviously he's getting between these different locations with the tunnels. Like, also, clarify his motive, because the fact of, I'm going to use Nancy Drew to get this treasure that I found out about.
I found out about while I was in prison.
Yeah, that's literally the whole thing. Why would he do that? He obviously wants fucking revenge on her. One, he wants to prove to her he's a good actor. So that's the whole being multiple versions of himself. And 2, he wants to ruin her. So what better to do than to try and like frame her for doing something like getting her friend killed or getting her friend hurt while she, has broken into this person's resort to steal the treasure from them. Like they already have it here of how they could make him do that stuff, but instead they half-hearted just, I wanted you to find the treasure for me that I found out about while I was in prison. That's so stupid. That's stupid. So I say he makes it look like she has broken into this resort while they were away and gotten her friend killed. And you know what? Dwayne lives for the fucking drama of it all. Why would he just be like sending these pasted notes, right? He would be sending like Polaroids of Bess. He's sending like her earring back to you. Like that kind of shit. Come on. That's what Dwayne is doing.
Because it's an history game, so we can't have him sending fingers. Yeah. But it's got to be that kind of feel. It's got to feel like there are stakes involved.
So that's my thing right there. That's what the Dwayne situation needs to be resolved. However, I also have some game mechanic things that need to be solved. 1, the monkeys. I love the fact that we have monkeys on the island stealing shit from us. I think that's great because it sounds very likely. Right? But it makes no sense that I'm going to go to this monkey research area where no one is, and I'm going to play board games with the monkeys. Stop. Like, the monkeys would be fun if I found I'm like, shit, the coin has been stolen by the monkeys. I need to go fucking get it back from them, right? So I go and I, find tracks where the monkeys have gone, and I have to do something to distract the monkeys to get it back. I have to find something to trade the monkeys to get it back. Something like that. That makes sense. I don't want to fucking have to spin a spinner, go across the board. That's stupid. That's awful. That's just terrible. We need to do something that's more makes more sense. You can't even just
play against one monkey. It has to be like
a monkey and its children.
Oh, I'm not waiting for the children to spin, please.
Second game mechanic we need to just get rid of. Sailing. I like the idea of sailing. However, much like the driving, it's stupid. It's just stupid. I want it to go away. If they're going to do the sailing, it can't have the wind mechanic. Because what ends up happening is you get stuck on one end of the map and you have to wait. The wind is it just doesn't work. What you need to do is like do something like have us figure out the coordinates and then be able to go there on the map. That works better and is less aggravating. The climbing up to the back caves needs to be changed, because what you're doing, it's not even like the monkeys are throwing stuff, because that's what I thought. I thought for the longest time that the monkeys are just throwing shit at you, and that's why you're getting down. It's not. It's literally just the cliffs. Rocks are just falling down the cliffs.
Oh, I thought it was the monkeys.
I know, me too, until I played it again. So it's actually rocks are just falling down the cliffs for no reason, because obviously rocks just fall down cliffs constantly, and just aim for your head. So ways to fix that is just doing things like, you know, the lava flow puzzle in Kree. That kind of thing where, like, you have to find things. Or the rope bridge in Medallion, where you have to, like, basically be able to go around it to collect all the squares before being able to get up. Just do that kind of stuff with handholds instead. Or even, like, do King's Quest and have it be having to choose certain symbols in a row. Yeah. That kind of thing. And then the hourglasses? Fuck the hourglasses. The hourglasses, I like it as a puzzle, as long as it actually gives us something more to do to tell when to do it. Because those marks mean literally nothing. I timed it. I timed that shit. The marks mean nothing. At no point does it actually hit the mark when you're supposed to turn the next one. I literally sat there with my phone and timed it and looked at it, and at 0 times did it actually correspond with hitting a mark. So that's all my gameplay stuff.
Okay.
A little bit further, we need to give George more to do. Why else is George there?
Oh my god,
George does 2 things. She goes and she helps us get out of the cave when we get trapped, you know, as you do as Nancy Drew. Right. And she also goes and gets the coin back from the monkeys. That's all she does in the entire game. I propose that anytime we need to be going back to the resort area itself, that it's more of we call George and George does stuff. And the thing that would make that happen is literally just we find something and we just say, oh, I should call George about that. We call George and George does stuff, because otherwise George feels useless. Like, she's a useless character. She does nothing.
Yeah, like, pretty much.
And like, with the fact that we have to just, like, walk everywhere is best. It's like there's a second golf cart. George, sorry. Yeah. There's a second fucking golf cart over at the Sangre Beach. So there's literally no reason for her to be walking around. No. And now I'm going to talk about the end of the game, right? The end of the game is the least satisfying ending of any game. Like, hands down, it's terrible. It's awful. Because there's no real, like, conclusion. The ending of the game, we don't catch the bad guy. We don't get back the thing he took from us. We do find the actual gold, but only sometimes. Only if you play it right do you find the actual gold. So you don't even have to find the gold to end the game. By the way.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, seriously. Because I almost didn't find the gold before I left, and I had to, like, when I was doing my stream, I actually was like, wait, I didn't ever find the thing. I was like, I opened the door to leave, and then I went, I never found the thing. So I had to go back and do it before I left. Yeah, so you don't even have to find the real gold. So in some times that you play the game, you literally just don't get to keep the treasure.
That's ridiculous.
So, my proposal. I have a few different ways you can choose to do it. So, one of them is it's a Secret of Shadow Ranch deal, where we can kind of trick Dwayne into falling to his own capture. You can literally make him fall, make him get in some sort of trap. That's one way to do it. My second way to do it is a last minute thing where we can, before we get sent down to where Bess is, we can do something a la Deception Island, where we can fuck up his boat or something he has, so he ends up getting stranded,
Yes.
right? So before we get, that last minute being able to grab something before he goes into the ocean and he can get stranded, he gets caught, right? My last one, what I think is the most satisfying thing, is to let Bess save the day.
Yes.
So we get out of the cavern. He still hasn't left yet. He's still getting all his shit ready. And Bess fucking throws a coconut at him. I don't know. Something. She does something. Because she's been stuck in this fucking cave the entire time. Like,
going insane with no one to talk to.
Seriously. No one to talk to. And, like, she's obviously been told. Also, we never deal with poor Bess's PTSD. She was kidnapped. And she hears Nancy this whole time up there, but she's been told, obviously, that if she makes a sound, she'll get killed. Like, poor Bess has fucking PTSD.
Telling Bess not to make a sound is just, it's horrible. Anyway.
So, that's my other thing. She like, blinds him with some of her jewelry or something, so he trips and falls, and Nancy can do something about it. Bess, to me, it would make the game so much better if Bess is the person who's responsible for him being captured. Instead of that, oh no, he could show up in any other time. Because that's what they did at the end. They were like, he was gone. Because that obviously means he could be any of the suspects in the future.
Dun, dun, dun! Yeah.
So, that's stupid. That's honestly just fucking asinine. I want him to get fucking caught. That would make that game so much better.
Mm-hmm. It would. Yeah. I feel like we've
What do you
fixed
think?
these
What about
games.
you? What about you? Do you think anything else is needed in Ransom of the Seven Ships?
I don't. I think you're right on all these counts, honestly.
He really just honestly, the Dwayne situation just needs to be fixed. Like, if you don't even do any of the other shit that I said, give Dwayne more.
Yeah, give Dwayne more.
If you're gonna go the Dwayne route, just fucking go hard, her.
Why would he come up with I hear people in the bushes? Unless maybe he's gonna be making noises in the bushes.
Exactly. He needs to actually be
running
doing
around.
shit. Because he thinks he's some fucking awesome actor. He needs to be proving this shit. Instead of just making racist accents.
Oh my god. Yeah,
and putting on brown face. That's also another thing that needs to be taken out of this game, is that Dwayne needs to not literally smear himself with dirt and put on a dread wig. That needs to not happen.
I would, however, love for him to play an old lady.
Yes, that's my thing. One of the characters has to be an old lady. One of the characters has to be an old lady.
Yes. But yeah, no, otherwise I think we fixed these games.
I honestly do think we fixed these games.
I think her should really,
hire us.
They should at least run the shit by us first.
Yeah. Before they record and shit, they should be like, hey, this is what we think we're gonna do. And I'll be like, excuse me, let me get out the red pen. I'm just saying, I'm a teacher. I know how to correct things.
Right. So,
if you guys think that we didn't fix these enough, we did things that you think were even worse than the original, let us know. It's possible. I mean, we have tastes that other people don't always agree with. I mean, I think that Shattered Medallion is a terrible game and Ariana likes it, so obviously there's no accounting for taste. But please let us know on our Twitter, our Tumblr, our SoundCloud, or our YouTube. As well as remember that you can now subscribe to our Twitch. You can subscribe to us for only $4.99 a month. And you get to use our cute little custom emote, which is a little wine glass. And you can also now shower us in bits, so you can make it rain in coins.
Ooh.
Rain, make it rain.
Make it rain, make it rain.
So just, know all of those things. And remember that I'm Risa.
And just in case you forget, I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.